What's up, YouTube? Minnie Minchino here, and welcome back to another Minnycast. For those who are new, this is the weekly podcast vlog type show, I can't talk today, where I share with you some updates and just sort of talk about stuff for like, I don't know, 10 minutes or so? Sometimes it's longer, who knows. I've got a bunch of stuff to talk about today, and like a lot of it is just like, I guess just sort of me rambling about stuff. I don't know, but we'll start with some updates. I've been thinking about reworking my upload schedule, and I've kind of been starting it up, doing it the way I want to do, just in order to get, you know, projects working the way I want them to, and you know, all that shenanigans. And it was kind of inspired by a video that Zayerlayer had made. If I remember, I will link it in the description. But he talked about a bunch of stuff, from him debating on quitting YouTube at one point to him choosing to stay, and it got me thinking about stuff. Also, he was talking about quality over quantity in terms of his content and stuff like that. And that got me thinking about, you know, a bunch of stuff with my channel and stuff like that. So I've decided that I'm going to be reworking my upload schedule a little bit. It's not going to be that much different, but I'm basically doing 6 videos a week instead of 7. And I know it hasn't been that consistent lately anyway, so that might not mean much to you guys. But my original aim was to have 1 video out every day. It was going to be 3 Unknown Empire, 3 Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, and 1 Minnycast. I'm changing that. Because Pokemon Let's Go Eevee is so much easier to record than Unknown Empire, I'm going to have that 4 times a week. Minnycast is staying on Sundays, and I'm going to have Unknown Empire on Mondays. This gives me the ability to do all those grindy tasks that I've needed to do for eons on Unknown Empire, and get a video out, you know, once a week, and to be able to put more effort into what I do instead of fumbling around for 20 minutes like an idiot. You know, so yeah. And I know, I don't even know where I'm trying to go with this. I don't know. If you guys aren't as into Minecraft, there you go. If you are, then I'm sorry. I am still working on Minecraft. I'm still trying to think of exactly what I want to do with it, but that probably won't happen for a while. I need to make sure everything is manageable for me and, you know, make sure everything's all good in the hood, so to speak. And, I don't know, that kind of ends the actual updates, I guess. That's really all I had to say, was that I'm working on reworking my stuff. So you should already see that in progress. I had 4 Pokemon Let's Go Eevee videos out this week, and I was really happy with that. I was able to get a lot done, and yeah, I feel like that's gonna end up pretty good, actually. So here's hoping. Hope you guys are cool with it. If not, share your feedback. I would absolutely love to hear what you guys have to say. But now we get into some more, I guess, emotional BS. And yeah, you guys know from a past Minnycast that I've talked about, I think it was the Q&A one, where I talked about, you know, just family stuff going on and things of that nature. And I don't necessarily want to dive into those particular events, but it's connected to other stuff from the past that has been kind of coming back on an emotional level and really kind of messing with me, and it's not great, to be honest. And I don't really want to go into details about specific events. I kind of just want to dive into how I've been feeling, and I guess kind of why I've been feeling the way I've been feeling. I don't know, maybe you guys can use this as an avenue for you to do the same. Maybe you're going through some stuff and need an avenue to vent. Here you go. It's definitely not always pleasant, but I hope it helps. So, I've been in an emotional weird place lately, and for anybody that knows me in real life, emotional weird places for me are not good. They're not good. Now, I haven't been... I used to really shut down when I get into these sort of, I guess, consistently bleh, just borderline depressive moods. And, I don't know, this time hasn't really been like that, and I think that's just because, you know, I've had people that, you know, people to talk to, like, you know, Candido, and even on occasion some of the UE guys, you know, just to, even if it's just, hey, well, let's just hang out and forget about crap for a while. That's been really helpful, and there was situations, or there was times in my life where I didn't really have access to that, and that kind of led to me, you know, shutting down and trying to get away from the world and stuff, and it's not a good place to be. Definitely the better option is to try to reach out rather than shut down, and I've been working on that. But, you know, there's been situations where I would try to reach out to specific people, and they would, you know, reject it because it's like they're going through their own stuff, and my thought was, hey, you know, how about we tackle it together and stuff like that, and, you know, they didn't want to, which, I mean, fair enough. I'm not in the business of trying to force someone to do something they're not down with, but, I don't really know how to explain this without, like, completely saying everything that's happened in my past kind of thing. And, like, I say that like it's some sort of, like, dramatic thing. It's really not. Just stuff happened, and I got really depressed about it. And that's kind of it. Like, and, like, the stuff I'm talking about is, like, say, you notice that you're drifting apart from your sibling, or notice that it has happened, and, you know, you get sad about it. Or, you know, you try to reach out because you need someone to talk to, and no matter what you say, it at least seems like to you that it just ends in disaster. And that has happened multiple times, and a lot of that's due to my own personal flaws. Like, you know, I tend to have a temper. I tend to snap when I don't mean to, and sometimes I don't realize that I do, and I end up sounding really mean when I don't intend to be. And that does not help matters, because, like, I'm sitting here, you know, just trying to talk to somebody, and they think I'm yelling at them, and I'm not trying to. And that's something I've been trying to work on, and it's been a struggle. But, you know, there comes a point where you realize you've been holding on to these feelings for a really, really long time. These feelings of just anger towards certain people, or frustration towards certain people, and, you know, even toward yourself. And it sucks, because after a while, it just sort of weighs you down. And, you just kind of get worse and worse if you either don't try to do something about it, or talk to someone, and it sucks. And there's been, you know, situations where I've, you know, even this week I've been thinking a lot about it. Certain people I know are going through some crap, and, like, really, really heavy crap. And they're kind of, you know, desperate to talk to somebody. This same person, however, is one that I've had many, I don't want to say altercations, but, like, there's been tension and some BS, like, with this person, and, you know, I'm sitting here going, why should I reach out to them why should I reach out and help them when I tried to come to them for help, and they couldn't be bothered. Like, straight up could not be bothered, at least from what I could perceive. You know, and it's just like that whole, just that anger, like, why should I give a shit? Why should I care? But in thinking about it more and more, it's like, I can't not care about some of these people in my life. Like, this person really dealt some unintentionally heavy blows, but they were unintentional, and I can't even say, oh, they're an abusive person or anything, but they've made their mistakes, and they know it, and they've been trying to come to terms with that themselves, and having their own struggles with that. And, you know, I'm at a point now where I'm honestly just sick of feeling this way. I'm honestly just sick of feeling like crap. I'm sick of, you know, I'm sick of feeling like whatever situation was entirely my fault. And, like, a lot of this is, like, years worth of stuff. Like, it's not anything to do with my current relationship, because that's actually going quite well. But this is just years worth of other pain dealing with other people in my life that, you know, I've been, I suppose, in a way, denying that I've been feeling that way. Because, like, you know, for people you care about, you don't want to feel that way about them. You don't want to feel, you know, that hurt toward them or whatever. Or that anger or something, you know? And I'm just sick of it. I'm tired of feeling that way. I don't want to hate, you know, anybody that I'm supposed to care about, you know? And I realize not everybody's situation is the same. They're not always going to come to the same conclusion. You know, circumstance does matter, and what happened, the actual events also matter. So I'm not going to sit here and say what I'm doing is the be-all end-all solution, because there are so many things in the world that can happen, and there's so many different circumstances that will cause so many different people to do just as many different things. So, you know, and everybody's different too, so what might work for me might not work for you, and to be honest, I don't know if this will work for me. I really don't, but I'm just gonna try to just let shit go instead of holding on to this BS, you know, instead of holding on to those feelings of, you know, feeling alone during you know, my college life, and just generally, you know, feeling hurt, and the fact that I had, you know, trouble getting out of bed in the morning for a while and stuff like that, and this person that I needed help from and needed, you know, and trusted, just didn't help. And I realize it's not because this person didn't care, it's because they were going through their own stuff as well, and it was hard for them to do what, you know, needed doing. And I tried to help in return, but it didn't go well. It really didn't go well. And I'm just kind of sick of all the hate and all the crap. And I know I've been rambling for a while about this. And, like, it kind of stems, too, with my whole eye condition thing. Sometimes when barriers get presented, it causes a lot of problems for me. A lot of that pain I felt as a kid dealing with this kind of thing. Like, I went to a school for the blind because I couldn't handle it when I was a kid. And, you know, sometimes when barriers get presented, even if it's not intentional, it genuinely upsets me, and it, you know, it's really hard, and it gets really emotional for me to deal with. Like, say, for example, this didn't really happen in the extreme, but during the Unknown Empire 24-hour live stream, and I'm only bringing this up because it's the most recent example, though to be fair, it is not the most extreme example. During the Unknown Empire 24-hour live stream, if you guys haven't seen it, like, go to the Unknown Empire channel. I'll try to link it if I remember. There was a Dungeons and Dragons segment where I played Dungeons and Dragons for the first time, alongside Kento, Tekit, Adrian, and DJ. Now, to DJ's credit, he did his best, because, you know, he sent me, you know, my character sheet and all the stuff with the like, it was like nice big PDF and stuff that I could zoom in on, and this, that, and the other thing. He did his best to explain everything as best he could. You know, he did his part. Absolutely did his part. Yet I still ran into difficulties. Not because of anything anyone did, but it was partly like a technology difficulty. Like, I was having trouble with my magnifier. I was having trouble opening the character sheet on the computer, so I had to use my phone. And sometimes zooming in on things, you don't see the full picture anymore, obviously. So sometimes that as much as I can read it, still makes things hard to navigate. So it's kind of annoying, and it was nobody's fault whatsoever, but just that barrier, or obstacle rather, it's overcomable. If I could have done a lot of stuff to kind of help that, which is why I'm not as upset as I would normally be over something like this. But it kind of upset me because I felt like I was just slowing the game down and taking like 20 years to do anything, and I feel like I ended up playing my character terribly. There was a ton of stuff. In rewatching this stream, it was a 6-hour live stream, and I rewatched it twice just so I could take better notes and get a better idea of what was going on and stuff, because I was having so much trouble and I was focusing so much on just reading and finding stats for the dice rolls and all that, and it was giving me trouble. Now, having reflected upon that as much as I have, I did still have a ton of fun with that stream. It was amazing, and I really want to play this game more. Like, I really want to play D&D more. So I've been like trying to do my best to kind of study up and learn more so that if I can commit a little bit more to memory, I won't have to look around as much for as many things. Or at least if I have things, you know, more accessible to me, I can find the information a little bit easier. Like, I've been debating on rewriting the character sheet in a way that I can easily find everything for myself. Like, I've been debating on doing that. I might still consider. There was a lot of things I could have done to prep, mainly try to memorize it a little bit more, or at least have a better read it up more more times so I'd have a better idea of where stuff is. You know, that kind of thing. And that was so, like, most of that struggle was my fault. It was literally my fault for not being as prepared as I really should have been. Granted, I still think I would have struggled if I was more prepared, but it would have been less, it would have been less painful, if I'm honest. And yeah, there was a point in my life where if something like that were to happen, it would have destroyed me emotionally. And you guys are probably like, Minnie, it's just a game. And you're right, it is. But let's say something like that happened over, I don't know, a test at school or something. Or heck, the one example specifically that comes to mind is the day I lost my vision. I was supposed to do like a word unscrambling exercise or whatever, and all of a sudden I realized I couldn't read anymore. That was frustrating and terrifying. So, you know, it's just kind of a matter of, I don't know, not forgetting about those things, because there's no way I'm gonna forget my time in college. I'm not gonna forget how that felt. I'm not gonna forget how I was treated by some people. I'm not gonna forget that it may not necessarily have been intentional by them, but it still happened. I'm not gonna forget it, but I want to make an effort to have it not rule my life anymore as heavily. And it's funny because, like, I'll often say some stuff like that to Candido, because he's had his own ordeals throughout his life, and I'm like, well, you know, this isn't then anymore. You gotta start, you know, trying to readjust to now and live in the now and stuff like that. And so it's kind of hypocritical and ironic that I haven't been doing that, and I really should be. So I don't know. I feel like I'm ranting for like a super long time. We've already hit almost 20 minutes. That's rare for the Minnycast, you guys. But yeah, I don't know if this would end up being helpful to anybody. But I just want to not feel... I want to not feel the hate anymore. I want to not feel the anger. I know I will still be angry in the future. That's just the way shit happens. We're human beings. But I don't want to hold on to the past crap, you know? I want to move on from that. I want to try my best to, you know, better myself, and I guess in turn better my content as well. Which, to be honest, I don't know. I feel like I should prioritize bettering myself before my content. You you know, I just want to live life and not worry about stupid crap. There's enough going on, and I don't need stuff that's already happened to continuously haunt me. I need to learn from it and carry on with what I've learned. And that could be difficult. Just me saying this is kind of like a relief off my shoulders a little bit, but it's not going to solve it. It's not gone. That's just, you know, it's like what they say. The first step to solving a problem is admitting you have one in the first place. So now I just need to try to actually put what I've said into practice. And yeah, it's kind of a thing. I hate emotional weird places, you guys. This sucks. I'm so sorry for rambling so long. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end up, you know, leaving you guys for today. It's actually, like, literally, I'm supposed to be uploading this today. It's like 2 in the morning almost, is it? Let me double check. Yeah, it's like 10 to 2 in the morning, and I'm gonna be uploading this later today. But yeah, you guys, you know what? Let me know your thoughts on everything I've said in this video. I know it's a lot of rambly BS. I know it was kind of vague, and I apologize for that. But, you know, I hope this at least gave y'all something to think about. And I hope that it at least helps some of you, in some way. Like, I don't know, sometimes hearing someone go through a similar thing can help you process it or deal with it or something. So I hope that helps set you on that path, whoever you might be. And yeah, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and say thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, despite the downer nature of this. Please feel free to check out any other series I have on this channel, as well as joining the Minchino clan on Discord if you haven't done that already. Links to that will be in the description down below. And until next time, you guys, Minny out.